Welcome all. Please, come and hear my woeful tale. That of a friend and a noble countryman that was slain and betrayed in the name of ambition. Draw near, young ones, please, for the horrors and terrors of my tale shall be coarse and harsh upon thine ears. In my death, I pray that great old Scotland might be scaped from the terrible, deep and dark shadow that Macbeth has enslaved it in. However, my story is not much unlike your own, for I believe that what has happened to myself and my countrymen happens still in your day and age. As a shade, I've been enslaved to watch over man's regret from day to day, to year, and may I inform you that even though time may ever still be passing, the greed in men's heart does not change. Just that corruption that power brings, it's like termites to wood, and it is still ever present in your day today. As in my time, my friend Macbeth was a noble, courageous and upright comrade, all until he had just a seed of ambition planted into his ear by those weird and wicked sisters three. Like a weed, that seed corrupted my friend and fashioned him into a new man that could not care if he were to lose himself just so that he could gain the world. And I remember from all that time that we first heard that poison drip from their mystic tongues. They said that he were to be king and my sons would follow. How we laughed and thought it all of naught, for whom should believe that they should become greater than their birth? When he was given the title of Cawdor, I remember that I warned him clear. The instruments of darkness do tell us honest truths, so that they may win us over with honest trifles, but only so that they may betray us in deepest consequence. Oh, if only my noble cousin, if only he had heeded my word, for then maybe his head would not now sit on a pike. But you, the way you look at me makes me feel as if you all might think that I'm full of wine and I'm drunk to the brim. But hear this. This tale is not dissimilar to your own. Have you seen your modern kings and queens? The political parties that you hold on high, they run with the stench of blood and treachery. Your leaders rarely heed the advice that their subjects give them, and they only desire the power of stature for themselves. Do you remember the sour and bitter tale of Kevin Rudd and Julia Gillard? These leaders are just like that of mine own age, as if Kevin Rudd were fair old Duncan, who ruled over his people the best that he could, until he had his title and power ripped from his grasp, just like a newborn babe being ripped from their mother's breast. And this was done by Gillard, standing over him just as Macbeth did, with bloodied hands, blaming Duncan's sons so that he might have kingship for himself. However, do not fear, but listen close. For just as it ended for Macbeth, it did end for Gillard, because there was no sweetness in the end of either's reign. These two, they were both left stranded and alone, for all of their subjects had left them. Just as Macbeth had been slain in Macduff's righteous fury, Gillard had been left to an election where she ultimately failed. But can you not see, fair people? I hope that this story of Macbeth's actions teaches you to not act the same way that he did. For nothing sweet or soft, comes from manipulation of anyone. Betrayal and manipulation are sour paths that lead only to destruction, which no one should experience if they can avoid it. Can you not see what duplicity and manipulation do to a man? Please look upon Macbeth. See that he was surrounded by noble countrymen until each of his decision in his massive web of duplicity was exposed. Appalling, our dear old Scotland, which left no one to aid him in his final hour. Friends and fellows, please hear my plea. Study the tales of old and learn from our mistakes so that none might experience the pain and turmoil that our dear old Scotland did when Macbeth did upset the way that things should be. Or so that you might be able to see through the illusion that some may try to cast upon your eyes. But please, I beg of you all, learn from history and do not let it be repeated.